Basil caramel vinegar. All right. So what we need for this is basically rice wine, sugar, shallots. Since we have no shallots in this country, we are living in Nicaragua. I used onions in their work. Some salt and pepper for spices, a little bit of olive oil, some orange juice, some heavy cream, some garlic, and some basil. All right, so we're gonna do first of all, it's very simple. We are going to take basically a half a cup of sugar and put it in the pan. All right, that's about a half a cup. Then we're going to put some rice wine vinegar in there. Also about a half a cup. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now we want to make sure that this thing is going to caramelize. We put it on the flame. We're going to put the rice wine vinegar in there. We just added a little bit touch of water and the sugar, and we're going to reduce this and caramelize this. And we'll take a few minutes. In the minutes this is happening, we are going to get ready for a few other ingredients. So we're going to chop a little bit of garlic, which we're going to add to our dressing. What we do, we're going to press it out a little bit like this. And another clove, like that. And another one. All right, like this. And then we're going to chop this up really nicely. And we set this aside. We don't want to put this into the frying pan, not into the caramelized sugar. We're going to put it in a little bit later on. All right. Then going to go ahead and we clean some of the basil leaves. Now always keep your eye when you do this on your frying pan so the sugar doesn't burn. And between you and me, that sugar can burn in no time. It's very, very, very easy burned. All right. That's when you better stay at the stove, because between you and me, this can be extreme. I can still talk. This is extremely, it can burn in no time whatsoever. And then you have to start all over again. You see how it looks? Now, and another thing is this, be careful. Don't put your hand close to this mixture, because you see how fast it's going? So what we want to do is we want to shut this flame off now, because otherwise, you see, it goes super, super, super fast. If it goes too fast for you, then what you need to do is you put in, you see, this is perfect, a nice, wonderful yellow brownish caramelized sugar. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our orange juice to it. You see, it even gets browner now. It's amazing how it does. Now be careful when you put that in there, because it can totally burn you, and sugar is the worst. You see how it is? Now, there's no problem, don't get all excited. It will all, after it heats up and cooks for a little while, it will get into the orange juice. So now, see, if you're not careful, it's gonna get darker and darker and darker. Now we put back the flame and we let it boil for a little bit, and then that sugar's going to be dissolving. Just stay there. Now I'm going to add our garlic. Our so-called shallots, which are now onions. But sometimes when you're cooking, you just have to improvise a little bit. You know, because a cook who doesn't know how to improvise is not a good cook. You see, it's dissolving now. Can you see it? It's becoming glazy, the whole thing. So now we're going to let this cook for a little bit until the garlic and our so-called shallots will go into the flavor of our dressing. Probably about 5 minutes, I would say, we need to do it. So we're going to add just a little bit of more orange juice. Now, then, after this, we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. Some salt. About it, a half a teaspoon, I would say. But you will have this recipe in our recipe file. There are many, many different vinaigrettes. You will be surprised how many. I think we have something like in our section of the cooking, the apprenticeship program, I think we must have written out 20, maybe 25 or 30 different recipes for salad dressings. And they're very simple to make. The reason we are showing you this particular salad dressing is because it's a little different with the caramelized sugar. Here goes some pepper. All right, here's some pepper. Very nice. So we want to go ahead and we want to cook that garlic into our dressing, which is very, very important. And just to add the heavy cream into it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to add the basil to it. All right. Like this. to stay there. Put the basil here. Mix this up a little bit. And here is your basil dressing. All right, now like you see, here we have our dressing. Now, it tastes fine like this, and you don't have to blend it. But if you like to, you can blend it. All right, so we are actually blending it now a little bit. Now, we have many dressings in our file because we are creating a seminar for how to learn how to cook. And this dressing is